Well, hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to a bit more Hardspace Shipbreaker. Back on the main account, chipping away. I mean, you know the rant, you know the rhythm that we're in. Let's check our durability. It's all good. We've got 3 repair kits. We've got 1.4 LT, 1400, probably the way to look at it, but we need 3 3/4 to actually buy anything at this point. And so I suppose the grind continues on. Now let's see. I didn't enjoy my time with the station. Well, I shouldn't say that. I did enjoy it. I would just rather have the heavy cargo. We had the thrill of having that reactor go in, and the reactor didn't actually tick over as well. That's unusual, you know, so that's kind of, you know, something to have in the back of my mind, so maybe that doesn't happen in the future. So the King of Miranda or Young 12? Oh, King of Miranda 13. Interesting. Let's go. Let's give her a bloody red hot rumble. So, team, we've been discussing the ups and downs of reviewing on the channel, and that's been an interesting journey. Let's buy ourselves a utility key. Even though I am kind of interested in pulling the whole thing out the top, but, you know, I'm enjoying the rhythm. The rhythm's fine at the moment. It's doing well. We're probably about as maxed as we could possibly be. Short of maybe focusing in on the work orders a little bit harder, but to be perfectly honest, like, we're making that 7 to 8 million a go. Unless I blow myself up or anything. Oh, okay. That needs venting in there, so I don't think we can get away with the airlock trick. So anyway, yeah, we've been talking about reviews and how I was interested in doing them, and my hopes and dreams have been quickly dashed because people have sort of pointed out that reviews are a bit of a trap, and I've got to agree, and that's it. So essentially what we've settled on, I actually posted this on my community page, you know, where I used to hold the polls, and basically the position that I've held is I've got spare time and I want to play games, so what I'm going to do is, I mean, God help me, I'm actually just going to play whatever I want to play that's pretty much in rotation. Maybe I'll add new things into rotation or old things or whatever, and I'll turn them into a big old bloody super episode and release them as such. So what that means is, because there's no secret, I like covering a spread of new games, because I just do. I like playing new games, and I also like the idea of, even though I have not the biggest platform, it's still pretty big for some of these small games. It's kind of cool to put them up there and use that for good in a way. But then on the other side, I like playing games like this because they're popular. I mean, I enjoy it, but it gets a lot of airtime because you guys are coming here, and it's, you know, it's a buyer's market. I'm not going to kid myself that you know, if you're going to do this as a job, as a 9 to 5, or much more than that for me, but you know what I mean, then you can't just go, I'm going to play whatever I want. You know, if you want to do that, that's not really a business model. And if you accidentally have success, then that's cool, glory to you. But, you know, this is a business, but we've been through this before. Anyway, so what I'm sort of getting to in a roundabout way is, what I'll do is, it's not going to be a dedicated slot daily. I'm still going to just do popular videos and new videos, or new games. But every couple of days, say, I'm going to basically blob together a bunch of the episodes that I've been filming on whatever it is that I feel like playing, and then I'll release like a bloody super episode, right? For example, I've already recorded a couple of Astroneer things, right? So stand by if you're a fan of Astroneer. I wanted to get a bit of that in. And I'm sort of just going to release a big block, you know, like a 2-hour episode instead. And that way it's not clogging up everyone's feed more than the usual sort of, well, 6 episodes a day. That's the rhythm I'm moving at, and I'm happy with, and I'm comfortable with, so I don't really want to change that just yet. Yeah, and so in lieu of doing a review, I figured the honest, like, and this is all based on your feedback, but I think the honest thing to do is run the channel, business as usual, and then play what interests me right now, you know, put it out there, be honest, Let people know. It could be a new game, old game, whatever, but it's essentially what I'm recommending and I'm enjoying at this moment in time. And you can either just enjoy watching it, which is fine, or you could potentially go, oh, I didn't know about that game, and jump on it. And you're probably not the only person in our community that's picked up a game on the back of me playing it. So we came full circle, but sometimes that's the point of this sort of thought exercise, this sort of deep dive, is, less can be more. So that's sort of my review position, is that I'm not going to take the bait, which is to do reviews that people can argue about the specifics of and all that. And it was already getting a little bit heated in that, but people were sort of like, well, you're just trying to create an objective system for your subjective opinion. And I'm like, 100% I am. That's the point. That is actually the point of reviews. Fundamentally, right? It's someone you can trust, and they can give you something consistent.
Processing valuable objects.
Why is that in one piece? Is that always in one piece? So yeah, it's about the pursuit of consistency. But that's the thing as well, that like, do reviews stand the test of time? This is almost a new topic. With games, games change. You can use the really obvious examples of No Man's Sky and Sea of Thieves, right? A review of No Man's Sky at launch has no value compared to a review now, right? Because it is actually such a fantastic game. Sea of Thieves is a very close example to that as well. I just messed up then, sorry. I cancelled all my tethers.
Valuable object posted. Deposited.
And again, I'm drifting. God damn it. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Oh, I was right. Could feel it in my waters.
Secured.
Yeah, so like,
Applied.
even if you just sort of want to go from theory crafting, apart from, obviously this is what will suit the flavor and the pace of my channel, is to just keep playing, just keep gaming, just keep pumping out videos, and lean into what I'm enjoying at the moment. And that's the other thing as well, like, if you're expecting me to complete all playthroughs, like, that is a bit of a pipe dream, if we're going to be honest. I mean, the statistics on people that actually complete full playthroughs these days is staggering, that no one does. So I'm not the only person that probably plays games like this. It's a bit of a sensory overload, you know what I mean? And if I were to be really, really honest with myself, I think I just enjoy... I enjoy the hype. I like being part of the hype. And if that means that I don't complete as many games, but I jump around and I taste test all these different games, then I don't know, so be it. Maybe that's just how I'm going to play games. But some of them I'll complete. I've pretty much completed this in its current state. I mean, it looks like we're going to complete the debt. You guys keep watching, I'll keep playing. But, I think it's one of those, just be honest with yourself about how you play games. And I really enjoy trying out lots of different games and essentially playing lots of different games at the same time. That's just how I like it. Respect if you hate that. If that's not for you, that's fine. We're out of tethers. So yeah, that's the review method that suits me best, I think. And it'll suit this community best as well. Because while a lot of you are here just for this, a lot of you have been here since the beginning. I've still got guys, that have been here since I was 20 subs. And it's always been my shtick, my sort of mantra, to signal boost smaller games that maybe you hadn't heard of. Like, what's the point of having the sort of reach? Like, I've got a lot of media access. It's not supposed to be a flex, but I'm in with a lot of developers, a lot of publishers, and it's sort of like, what is the point of having all that juice to what? To just play a couple of games a year sort of thing? Like, a part of me really wants to sort of, use that. Like, it's so many games a day. I can't actually physically cover all the games that I get. but I try my best, and that's sort of my philosophy. Once I sort of got into the rhythm and realised how to play the game and work the industry, that's what I came to realise that I want to do, is just signal boost as many games as possible. Anyway, it's not supposed to be a flex.
Credits deposited.
And it's not really. I actually worked really hard to get all the connections and understand how the industry works in such a short period of time for someone that's not from the industry. I mean, Christ, I'm ex-military. You know, what do I know apart from being a nerd? So, anyway, that's not necessarily what we want to talk about. So that's my position on reviews. Thanks for all your help and guidance, and you know, you guys weren't brutal or anything like that, but there was some hard truths in there. You know, it was good. It's good to know that I can come to my community and go, hey guys, I've got this really good idea, and then you can turn around and go, yeah, it's not that good. Or you can do it better. You know, I'm not putting words in your mouth, but that was the gist of the feedback that we received. Or I received, sorry. And you know what? I appreciate it. So yeah, instead, like I said, we'll still keep the same pace of episodes. This doesn't mean more episodes or anything like that. But it does mean that occasionally one every couple of days or so is going to be
Got about 5 minutes left in this ship.
like a super episode. What am I doing?
Bite off more than you can chew.
Okay.
We're out.
But on the back of that, I will say as well, make sure if there's games that you want to see that have fallen out of rotation, like I can't be more transparent than this. Like there are some games that are great for sure, but people don't want to see them, you know? And that's just part and parcel of this whole process.
Deposited.
But having said that, chuck in a comment and telling me, hey, you know, I want to see more of this or that. That helps, because it puts it, you know, it keeps it in my mind. And even if, like, commenters are a vocal minority. You know, like 90% of all my views and activity and all that don't even leave likes. They're not even subscribed. And I'm not going to be a dick about it. Whatever, that's fine. You don't want to do it, that's fine. I'm not gonna force anyone or push anyone to do that sort of thing, right? But like, just for perspective, the commentors don't necessarily represent the actual sort of the flavor. Well, I can't think of the right word. The sort of, we'll go with flavor. The Marbo. Essentially, what the current sort of fan base, dare I say, community is interested in. So, I think it creates a sort of a happy halfway, right? I'll keep obviously covering popular videos because that model works really well for my channel. And again, I don't want to go into it too much because that's boring. We don't want to talk business talk. We're here for games. But having said that, like, I hear you. I read all the comments and the guys that are like, hey, I'd like to see this game some more and all that. You know what? It puts it into my mind and I'm like, hey, they like that too.
Processing
And
valuable object.
there's a good chance that I'll revisit it and cover it. Unless I hate it. But if I hate it, you probably know, to be honest. But yeah, so that's probably the end of that sort of topic, I guess, for reviews. One interesting thing is it sort of highlights the value of the YouTuber and why it's such a big deal for you guys, for people in general. You know, in that,
Salvage deposit accepted.
like,
Credits
the review institution, right? Not even just games. Like, you know, think about like Ebert and Roper and that in the newspapers back in the day. Like, that existed because we didn't have the ability to communicate en masse, and you really did need an authority to help you know about these things. But it's a different bloody world now. And I kind of feel like, well, I mean, look what happened to print media with internet, you know? And I feel like the big institutionalized review houses are in for a real bloody shock in the years to come. Because more and more people are just looking for their little boutique YouTuber or YouTubers, you know. You guys probably watch a half dozen YouTubers for their reviews. and you can sort of, or not even reviews, just them playing a game, and you can go, oh right, okay, I can see this mechanic and that looks like this, and he raises some good points, and then, you know, you're an adult and you can make up the decision for yourself. So that was one of the things that I sort of didn't appreciate quite as much when I first set out talking about, you know, reviews and all that sort of stuff. Is that most people just shop around and look at all different videos from different people's perspectives and come up with their own opinion. What is going on? Is that attached or not? Oh great,
Warning.
last tether.
No tethers remaining.
30 seconds, what can we do with that? Let's do it, you madman.
Salvage is destroyed. Don't do that.
Come on. Come on, you bitch. Oh. Oh. 7.5. Well, hey, you know what? To be honest, some of the plating was really fighting me and struggling to get in. I had to babysit like that front section, front starboard sort of quarter. And but that's all right. It's still, like we said, that's 7.5 to 8.1. That's where we're at. That's sort of our range. It makes sense. It's kind of predictable. It's all good. And 2,500 LT. So another shift down and another bit of a chat. Team, I appreciate all your help and your feedback around the sort of review thing. It has really helped me. Remember, at a core sort of conceit, I'm not that interested in reviewing games and being a review channel. I'm not self-serious enough. I just like being sort of genuine me. Like, I'm not saying I'm genuine on purpose. I just like just being me. Having a chat on the mic and talking about my square head, and you guys keep coming back, so you must be enjoying something about that. So why mess with a good thing? Exactly, why would I? But it was more that I've got more time to myself, and I want to be playing games potentially sort of off the channel in a way. That said, I don't mind talking all the time when I play games, it doesn't faze me, but it's like, it's all good and well playing games for the channel, you know, showcasing and playing the popular stuff that you guys love the most. But I'm sort of like, what if I want to play something that's not popular? What's the situation there? What do we do there? And is it worth me just doing it on my own? Or should I make a video because will people find value? And like, I could hear some of you probably screaming, you know, like you would be devastated if I played a bunch of Astroneer and I didn't record it and put it up. Because there are a bunch of you guys, and yeah, you're not the majority, but you would be interested in seeing that sort of thing. And so that's sort of, I guess, where we come to, and where the thought of doing a review and sort of trying to knuckle down and nut out whole games, just sort of making more use of that spare time came from. Anyway, I know it's a bit of a debrief, but I appreciate the feedback and helping pull me back away from that sort of, that temptation to do the scored review. That's not me. That's not what I want to do. And anyone that subscribes and follows the channel for a little while is going to already know my pace, my tenor, you know, my general attitude. You know if I'm enjoying a game or not. And like at the end of the day, that's all you truly want from a reviewer, right? Like the reviews, what the demands of the review have changed, I think, in recent times. Originally, it was more more on mass franchise level, sort of giving you an opinion, whereas now you can just go to a person and you can make up your own mind based on that. And look, if it looks like I'm having fun and I'm enjoying a game and I'm playing a game regardless of stats because I want to be playing it, then that should stand testament as a review should as well. That should give you the exact same feedback and information that you would expect of a review, I would think, right? So, yeah, and you guys helped me come to that conclusion. I really appreciate it. I think it's the best way to do it because it still falls in line with the channel. So stand by for some super episodes, like 2-hour long episodes of some games here and there occasionally, and it's not going to be clogging it up. I'm only going to do that every couple of days sort of thing as I roll them out. So if you don't want to watch them and you're not interested in them, no worries. Your normal stuff that you're here for will be there too. So I think everybody wins in this situation. And again, I can't stress enough how much I appreciate the commenters that came out and helped me sort of come to that with the honest feedback. I actually wouldn't have sort of really thought of such a basic, simple and distilled idea on my own because I'm too inside the channel, whereas you guys are on the outside looking in and you saw it. All right, anyway, apologies for the little rant at the end, but I almost feel like that's what you're here for. Team, thanks again for joining me. We might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.